our knowledge of trauma has really been evolving since the First and Second World Wars. You know, we were looking at our soldiers coming back from war and they were visibly shocked by their experiences. I think the term we used at the time was shell shock. But as research evolved and as doctors started to look at different forms of trauma, they started to notice that children who had grown up around violence were experiencing the same symptoms as soldiers having returned from war. If you've experienced trauma or if you're struggling with the symptoms of PTSD, then you know that it takes time to recover and time to repair those wounds that you've been left with. And what we know is that people who don't get the right help and support see those symptoms escalating. So we see people struggling with their mental health issues. We see people struggling with substance abuse. We see people who are on the streets dying in their 30s and 40s. And that's because they don't get the opportunity to rest and recover. They're constantly in that hypervigilant, hyper-alert state, on the lookout for danger. The body is adapted to living in this unsafe state. So an example, we might say to a person who's living on the streets, we've got this wonderful hostel that you can go and stay in. But that hostel might not feel safe to that person. If they've lived in an environment that's constantly traumatizing, then calm, safe environments can feel really abnormal. They can feel quite frightening because we become used to the cortisol and the adrenaline running around our body. The cortisol and adrenaline is being pumped out by this lower part of the brain to keep us alive, so we can run faster, so we can escape from threat. So what we need to do is help people to feel calm and safe within their own bodies, and the way we do that is to help them to feel safe, not just physically safe, but psychologically safe. If we look at trauma in its rawest form, it says that somebody has done something to us that's unwanted, and actually the only way to recover is by having another person help us to recover, being alongside us as we embark on that journey of recovery. So if all of this sounds familiar and you're experiencing symptoms of trauma, I'd like you to know that you're not alone. What you need to do is find the right help and support. There are people out there who care. And if you can't find that person, maybe you could be that person for somebody else, because empathy and compassion is really important following trauma. Thank you for watching, and please do look after yourself.
Oh, yeah. Food, coffee, water. Yeah. Hug? You got a hug?
No.
No.